Hello and welcome to We Are Crafted in His Image. This is Tammy and we are working on the fourth project of our second round of Coco and cards. It's actually our last project for this round. We are going to make a card with a matching envelope with sparkly snowflakes, and we're going to use that same watercolor technique that we used in last week's class. So let's get started with that first since we need to let it dry. Set this over here. Grab out our little piece of plastic off of one of the sheets. There we go. Now this one has some crinkles. I don't know if you can see where it's been bent a few too many times. So I think I may go with this one instead. Let's see if this one's in better shape. Yeah, I think this one will work a little better. And then let's get out our shimmery cardstock. I don't remember if I mentioned it last time, but the shimmery paper acts more like watercolor paper than the regular white does, and that's why we use it for this technique. So it gives the ink time to spread around before it absorbs the color right into the paper. Does that make sense? Let me make sure I have, yep, sparkles. All right, put that there. Let me get this out. Okay. Oh, for this, you will need your spritzer and you will need a spoon or paintbrush. And then, of course, you'll need your adhesive as well. So let me set that aside. Also, for this, if you see on here, I want to try and keep most of the color to the left side so that it's not, and especially don't want it very dark on this side so our words will show up okay. So we're going to focus the color on the left side of the piece of the liner there. And I may have actually more color than I need. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to get it to, there we go. A few spritzes of water. Actually, let me bring this in. Spread that around. And actually I want to try, this is where the words are going to be, because remember we're going to flip this over, so I want to try and maybe push some of that color over that direction. All right, let's get one of these and lay it down and see what happens. Let's see the magic. Oh, this is such a fun technique. All right, and then I'm going to pick this up. Drop some more color here. Drop a few dots around. Maybe try to get a little bit more up in this area, but not too much. That looks pretty good. What do you think? Now, if we did this with the regular white cardstock, I would not have had time to move some of this color around because it would have absorbed right into the paper very quickly. All right, that one's ready. I'm going to set that aside. Let's get our second one ready. A couple of dots over there. Oh, there it is. Lost my spritzer. I was doing this one time, I had this facing myself, totally spritzed my body. So make sure your sprayer is facing your project and not you. Oh, I did it again. We want not as much color in that corner, we want more color here. There we go. Okay. And what I love about the spoons is they're super easy to clean off and reuse again. Sometimes paintbrushes, they can hold on to that color for a long time. Okay, now let's get this on here. That is a lot of water, so we'll see. Oh yeah, this is so fun. Okay, let's pick it up, see if we have extra. Yep. Do some dabbing here and there. And that just gives you some darker spots and lighter spots. Oh, I like it. Maybe a little too spotty. Maybe. Kind of looks like a blizzard going on in the background, which is what we want. Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? I think I may use some of these, add some more dots. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, this spot here has a lot of color. I'm going to try to pick some of it up and move it around. Just so it'll dry for one thing. And there we go. Okay. I'm going to move these over here. Use my little thing, wipe off the ink before I put this back on my stamps. And now let's see what our next step is going to be. Okay, since we need to let the front dry, let's work on the inside of our card. And we're going to have, in the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near, and then we're going to have 3 snowflakes on it. So we're going to start with that. Starting with, oh, I already have that set. The sentiment. Kind of lost. There it is. I need my 2 pieces of cardstock, and we're going to need our ink. And now the sentiment you want nice and dark. So full strength. Sorry, I'm going to get my head in there. Try not to. Oh, that's not the right sentiment. That is the outside. Ooh, almost messed that up. Let's clean that real quick. And let's do the right one for the inside. Yes, here we go. There we go. There's 1. And 2. Very good. Now for the 3 snowflakes that are going to go around it, they are 3 individual snowflakes. They're not on a cluster. I'm going to use this one, and this one. And then rather than putting each one on a separate block, especially if you were going to be doing, say, 10 of these cards, you would want to make it a little bit easier. So to do that, we're going to put them all on one block. So I'm going to lay them out where I would like them to be on my background here. And we are going to make them lighter in color, so it's okay if they go over the words. They're going to look like they're behind our words when we're finished. Like that. And then I'm going to get one of our larger blocks. See if I have room there. Yep, there we go. And mount it onto that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is ink this up, and we want these to be lighter, but we only have 1 ink pad. So to do that, of course, we're just going to stamp off on our handy dandy scrap paper here. And actually, I'm going to stamp it twice so we get a really nice light snowflakes. There we go. And then we'll do that again. Stamp it over here twice. And then stamp on our background. There we go. Okay. Whoop, I just threw the envelope on the ground. Oh, there it is. Oh no, it wasn't the envelope, it was the background piece. Okay, so now that part is finished. While we wait, this is not quite dry yet, so I think we're going to do the envelopes next. Let this sit here. And for that, of course, we need the cluster, the one we've used on the other 3 projects. We are going to take our envelopes, and this paper is really well used. I'm going to just fold over a piece of scrap paper. Then I'm going to find the envelopes. Where are they at? There they are. Oh, I need to take my snowflakes out of this one. Okay, and because for this one, instead of stamping here where we've been stamping on most of our projects, I want to stamp on the flap, but I don't want any ink on here. So what I'm going to do is actually tuck it underneath my scrap paper so just the flap is exposed. And then I can go ahead and stamp randomly all over. We could do a couple different varying shades. Let's see, I think I will move that snowflake over here. And then 2, maybe the third one. We'll go there. Then we need a darker one. And you want to overlap these so they look like some are in the front, some are in the back. They're all in different areas. We have a blizzard on our envelope flap. There we go. I think we need a dark, one more dark right over here. Like that. There, that one is finished. And now we'll work on the second one. Slide that under. I'm going to start closest to myself this time. There's 1, 2, 3. Let's do a dark one over here. 1. Nope, different snowflake. 2. 3. 1. 2, 3, and then I think we need another dark one. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Drop my stamp. Maybe over like this. And then a few little ones. That looks good. All right. Put that over there. That envelope flap is all finished. I don't think we need that one anymore. Okay, so now, is this about done? I think it is. I think it's dry. You could, if you have a heat gun, you could heat this up to dry. Make sure it's well dried. In fact, before we stamp this, let's go ahead and glue our snowflakes together and then maybe even glue the inside of our card. We want to make sure this is really dry, and I don't want to have you listening to my heat gun going. So let's go ahead and do this part. Now, you may still have some glue dots left in your kit. You could use them. However, I have found that the glue dots really do not stick very well to the glitter paper. So I prefer to use liquid glue for this part. You could use either one, totally up to you. But if you have liquid glue, I would recommend that just because it'll grip the glitter better and hold a little bit nicer for you. I'm going to grab the two-way glue and let's see if it's going to work for me today. Got a little bit. And this is the only area that you really need the glue, maybe a little bit in that center right there, because the arms I'm going to alternate with the arms on the sparkly one, so I really won't need any adhesive on that. And now to get that to hold, I'm going to set it over here and stack a few blocks on it. Give it a little bit of weight. There we go. Multi-purpose. All right, now we're going to do the same on this one. A little bit of glue right around that little center area, dot in the middle. If you prefer to have it this way, do it that way. Totally up to you. All right. We'll set these over here. Let them dry. Oh, I only have big ones left. There we go. And let's go ahead and glue our center or inside panel to our card base. So turn it this way. Grab some adhesive. and I may have mentioned this in the last class, but seems to be I'm getting the hang of our new adhesive a little bit better. Before, I think I was leaning one side or the other, and it was causing the ribbon to actually go off the edge to one side or the other. Whereas if I go nice and straight like that, it works really, really well. And this stuff is so sticky. It really does adhere well. There we go. Get that on there. I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish. Get my bone folder here. There we go. Okay, now the trick's going to be making sure I put the front on the right spot and not on the back. Not that I have ever done that before. There we go. Very nice. Get our card glued on here. So how has your December been so far? This video should be going out like the week before Christmas, so I hope at this point you have most of your plans and preparations and things ready. At the time of recording this video, I am not. I still have to make Christmas cards to get mailed out and get them addressed, but otherwise, I have been just enjoying the season, enjoying crafting and making gifts for people. Okay, these are done. These are done. Envelopes are done. Let's get our front ready. Let me see. Yes, let's get the front ready. So I'm going to move this over here out of the way. Move our snowflakes. We do want to do some stamping. I am going to start with the sentiment on the front of these cards, and then I can work around it with the other snowflakes. So we're going to go ahead and stamp up our friendship is one of a kind, and you want it in this bottom right corner. I'm getting my rights and lefts correct tonight, I think. There's one. Switch. And two. Okay. And then we're going to use the same 3 snowflakes that we used earlier, but we're going to rearrange them this time. So I'm going to do it the same technique though. I'm going to lay them where I want them, or where I think I want them at least. 2, 3, maybe the bigger one here and the smaller one here. And then I'm just going to bring this over just to see. Yeah, that looks good. I might lift that one up because you have some rhinestones in your package that we're going to put in the middle, and it's kind of fun to be able to put them in the middle of those, but if they're hiding behind your snowflake, then you can't do that. So that looks good. All right, so now I'm going to grab it with my block, peel off, give it a really good stick down. And this time though, you want them full strength. Inside we put them, we toned them down a bit, but the outside we want these ones full strength. So let me put this on here and stamp. Nice. And ink up again. Now when you're doing it like this, there's a large space in here, and if you push down really hard, you're going to end up with a lot of ink in this area. Gentle tapping, especially if you're using our foam pads, not the older ones, but the foam ones, you don't need to do much pressure at all to get really good ink coverage. I always tell my ladies, the new pads are squishy. Don't squish them. There we go. Okay, and now, of course, back to our cluster. And this time we do want our scrap paper because we want these to be in the background. So to be in the background means we need to make them lighter than the darker than the ones in the front, in the foreground. So I'm going to stamp probably twice. Oh yeah, I like that. So we're gonna put this on here like this. And I think one more right there. What do you think? I'm focusing most of the snowflakes on this side, although I think I want one to peek out over here. So to do that, I'm just gonna do like that. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Now this one I'm not going to stamp off as much. I think I'll do one where I've stamped off just once and then stamp again, so we get varying shades of light and dark. Stamp again. Okay, so those are done. Now we can assemble. So let's get this put together. Go ahead and flip this over. I'm laughing at my husband who is sneaking out of the room. Okay, so now let's put this on here. I usually try to do these videos before he gets home from work, but it just didn't happen this week and I really wanted to get them done. So we are working around family. That's what we do. Okay, that one is on. Make sure I'm putting it on the right part. Let's get our second one on here. Unfortunately, my family has to go through my office to get to the kitchen. So, you know, it was snack time right now. One thing I forgot to mention, you may find when you're doing this, and I should have done a better job, I don't know if you can see very well, but this is wanting to lift right here. And that is because we wet this paper, which is going to cause it to bow and go, it's not going to be flat anymore. So what I should have done when I put the adhesive on is I should have gone all the way around all four edges really well, rather than just the 3 little strips that I normally do. So keep that in mind when you do yours and make sure you go all the way around. What I'm going to end up doing right now, because this one is lifting, is I'm just going to take my glue bottle, squeeze some glue in there, and then put a block on it and let it dry. There we go. And that'll hold it down. Get one of our bigger blocks and just let that dry. You see this one looks good. Yeah, it's staying flat. So especially, yeah, I highly recommend go put your adhesive all the way around the edges to make sure that those stay flat for you. So now what we're going to do, in your kit there are some mini dimensionals. I'm hoping you should have enough left over. You're going to want to put at least one solid one in the middle. And then if you want to, you can cut them in half to do these little outside little arms, the arms of your snowflakes. Let me grab my scissors real quick and cut off this excess. And then I'm just going to cut a couple of these in half. Make it a little bit easier to get them further up on the arms, so it'll support it a little bit better. 1, 2, we need 2 more on that one. These little guys, I almost feel like I should have put my readers on so I can see what I'm doing better. Okay, those 3 are done, or that one is done. Those arms are done. Let's get these arms done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're good. So now we're simple a matter of putting this on the front. Let's go ahead and pull all of our little sticky backings off. Okay, this one's done. Get that on there. Push down. And off to the second one. Did I? Oh, I did. Sometimes I can't tell if I took the paper off or not. You gotta touch them, see if they're sticky. Okay, that should be about dry. And let's go ahead and put this one on. Okay, there you go. And now time to grab out the sparkles. You will have 2 of the larger ones and 6 of the smaller ones. So you put 1 large one in the middle of your big snowflake, and then a small one. Whoop. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It fell upside down. A small one in your other 3. Now, if you wanted to, you don't have to put these ones here in the, I mean, you put these wherever you want. I think not having them here, I think if you put them just randomly, like one here and one here, one here. In fact, I think I will do that on this one. It'll just look like sparkly snowflakes in the background, like these little dots. So we'll put one there and one maybe here, and then a third one up here somewhere. Oh, and don't forget the big one in the middle though. There we go. Oh, come back here. All right. Push those down really well to make sure that sticky behind there gets good adhesion on your card. And there you go. Guess what, guys? We finished project number 4 in our class. I'm going to grab, where's my envelopes? Here's one. Here's the other one. And we are finished with round number 2 of Coco and Crafts. And I really, really hope you are enjoying the projects that I've designed. I hope you're having a good time. I would love for you to leave a comment. Let me know how you're going, how things are going with the class, and how I'm doing with the videos. So, also, next week is Christmas, so I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and pray that all is going well for you. I do pray God's love and blessings over you for the next, until we meet again. Until then, bye!